Hey everybody, welcome to the Sagebrush Happy Hour journal entry for October 1st. Rabbit, I guess. So beautiful, sunny, cloudless day, and the wind is just picking up right now during the, just as I started to record, and so I'll try to speak loud, and hopefully won't have too much wind noise in the journal entry. So last night was a couple days after the first quarter moon, which was on Monday, and so and the sky was fairly clear, and so I put out a time lapse, and I do my night sky time lapses, and I was aiming north because there was the possibility of some geomagnetic storms and maybe the possibility of some northern lights visible from here in northern New Mexico. And so put that out, and it was pretty washed out by the moon, but just as the moon set, which was about 1 a.m., is that I caught a little bit of aurora in the time lapse, and so you can always check out my Facebook page, and I usually post those time lapses up there, and so they're always fun. And so astrophotography is I always call it like fishing, and we and I talked about this kind of earlier in another entry, but I'm down to one camera that I can actually use for doing nighttime time lapses, and that camera is kind of funky in the sense that it doesn't have an on and off switch, so it's always on. So you just have to plug it into power, and basically it starts recording. And so it's always a dilemma when there's kind of like two events happening at the same time. And so tonight there is another possibility for geomagnetic storms due to a high rate of solar wind, not necessarily a coronal mass ejection, but so there's a possibility of some geomagnetic storms if I aim my camera north. However, if I aim my camera south, could catch the Milky Way, and perfectly, it looks like a cloudless night, and so that's always a nice time lapse. And then thirdly, if I take the camera and I aim it to the southeast, there's a possibility that I could catch some Orionid meteors. Now that meteor shower isn't going to peak for another 2 weeks, basically, but it's always a spectacular shower. That's actually when the Earth goes through the debris from the tail of Halley's Comet, or Halley's Comet, however you pronounce it. And so that would be a possible target. And so what I'm kind of racing here is the moon is going to be a factor for the Milky Way, and probably for the catching northern lights. So I'm going to try the southeast direction and see if we catch any Orionid meteors, and catch a little bit of Orion rising. So that's always kind of one of those things of kind of rolling the dice and hoping that you'll get the best possible effect. And so that's what I'm going to do tonight, and that's what's happening up on the Mesa today. Cheers, everybody.